All right, let's just discuss the disgusting fish in the room. All right, I record these videos on stream. Streamloots is a service where you guys can buy cards, and Twevin made sure that he used the skin picker for me to use fish Lexus. So that's the last I'm going to say about it, all right? I wanted to make a video on kind of how I do the early game. Now, I've been making these videos for a while. Season 12 and 13, I did like my first mission adventures, and that was me farming. This season, I did that with a teddy build and encampments. Now, that's actually strategic. So if you go to the quest tab for Ventures, the very first directive quest line over here has you running a mission. And the next one is always fight the storm. So you never want to start off with an Atlas mission. Typically, you could do a power level 15 resupply or anything else. Resupply would probably be better for farming, but I screwed that up for myself. So I wanted to kind of make a video on just early game ventures. This will just be fun and casual, so it's nothing serious. I'm going to be running a generic farming build. I have made a video on that, link down below. These probably aren't even edited, but if it is, there you go. It'll be linked down below either way. But Clip, I think, is ideal for the lead because I don't need to farm up a bunch of builds. That is not that difficult. I'm not in a rush. It's easy to get builds in this game regardless. So Fossil Southie in the lead is not necessary. What we need are nuts and bolts, batteries, planks, all the things that we'll need to craft traps. In the future, if we ever get to use our weapon schematics, that's what we're going to be wanting to spend those materials on as well. But getting all that extra stuff is really good too, especially if you can break down ores and crystals. You can get stuff from the vending machines. Hopefully, if you get some decent things. So Blast of the Past, super good because of Saurian Focus. Saurian Socus. Saurian Hide is great just for armor. That's nice too. In fact, I don't think I'll need that. Some extra damage could be good. In fact, I kind of want to use Saurian Fight because the second half of this is a teddy build. We'll get to that. I want to use Saurian Fight. I'm going to switch that last second. For those of you who kept watching and didn't just like pause and steal my build, you get to have a bit more here from that. But yeah, Saurian Focus will be extra energy just to spam my punch. Strike cost, you know, anti-archaeologist is just a staple for a reason. And then pressing charges will give a 30% bonus to my shock tower and teddy, which is really, really nice. And fragment generation will just hopefully get me more fragments to spam those abilities. So this will be really solid. And then Saurian Focus will buff that. So yeah, let's hop into this fight the storm here and get her going. Oh god, what timeout to Storm God. Oh yeah, see, this is just Twitch chat fighting with each other. I'll see you guys in game. Here we are in a delightful, I don't know, I can't do the guy from SpongeBob. I just imagine jellyfish fields whenever I'm in here. This is the beauty of Clip. You get to just run around, breaking all the things, find the Atlas right away. So for this season, we also have block. What the hell? Okay, Teddy, save me, please. Let me see that ability damage. Okay, we're gonna start with the boar. Wait, no, hold on. I want the boar. The boar is good for loot. Okay, I'm getting betrayed by my Teddy. But look at that. Easy, just soloing a taker. Yeah, I have no ammo in this weapon. I have 17 bullets. For those of you who watched the video with the Teddy, you'll know exactly what happened to all that ammo, but these early game missions are just brutal. I actually need to open an ammo crate just to reload my weapon fully. What a disgusting state of affairs. But right now, I need a balance between doing Blockbuster questline. Do I have any Survivor quests? I don't even remember all of these. I think I will soon, but I don't yet. So I'm actually just not going to worry about it. I don't care about Survivors. It's not a big deal to me. Target practice is kind of a big deal to me. I skipped it last game. I'm going to do it this time. So target practice is not just good for target practice, but you actually get good loot. And it's something that I have really wanted to start for a while now, but there we go. But it's something that I actually do in the 160s as well. It's just really, really good for loot in general. It's something that you should always do. Always shoot these because you just get free loot, you know? For 20 bullets or less, if you are less practiced at aiming, you'll just get weapons, materials, all the things. You can always recycle weapons as well. It's definitely the way you should do things, in my opinion. So yeah, you should always be sure to do 160s, do 180s, 360s, turn around in circles. I can't shoot it. And make sure you kill everything around you because it's, you know, important not to die. So yeah, this is always brutal when I miss one because it'll go to 13 instead of 14, which now means I have to do 2 more waves of this, which is clearly very difficult for me. You know, this is a massive hassle. Look at that. Look at all that loot. These are traps that I can recycle now. So these early game traps are nothing that you're ever going to want to worry about. So you just recycle, recycle, recycle. Look at all that. Batteries, fibrous herbs, nuts and bolts, rough ore, the rusty mechanical parts. Okay, that might never come into use, but it's still something good to grab. And being aware of the map in general is really good indeed because you can see 49 nuts and bolts. I know it's covered by my overlay. That's why I'm reading it. 49 nuts and bolts just from a few smacks. Clip has 100% doubling of loot. So awareness of the map, these little bunkers can be a lot bigger than this. This one's actually relatively pretty small. You want to make sure you loot everything before you break everything. Look at that, just easy batteries. If you're running coconuts with this build as well, you can absolutely do that. I figured it was unnecessary for a power level 15 zone, but it's still good to just come into these bunkers because they can be a lot bigger, have a lot more loot, and I did not realize could even have a chest down here. So yeah, that's a pretty good deal, but look at this nuts and bolts count. I have just started. I've been in this game for, what, 2 minutes now? 3 minutes now? 180 nuts and bolts. And that is going to be used for all of the best traps. I mean, you guys know what nuts and bolts are good for. So, yeah, when you're in the higher zones, you want to break all these rocks. Oxy is really, really good. And I don't just mean that, you know, I was going to make a drug joke, but it might be a little out of place. My streams are 18 plus, and I am an adult, so I make those jokes, but don't do drugs, kids, okay? We mean oxidized mineral powder in Save the World, all right? I'm gonna keep it straight just to make it clear what I'm talking about. Now, vending machines at this stage are probably not worth it. I'm gonna kind of ignore them. It's a 50-50 because my gripe with ventures is the fact that you can't really get the weapons you want. Vending machines are just complete RNG. Ugh, I hate them. I hate them so much. And so I like to focus on ability builds. Ability builds get boring over time, but they are reliable and they are kind of the way to go in my opinion. Here's another bunker. Can I demonstrate that this can be a lot bigger more often than not? Yeah, there you go. You can see these rooms can vary in size and be really, really good for getting loot. And then actually, did I just throw a drone? Okay, well that was me fat fingering a drone. I was going to use my shock tower and just clear the room nice and easy, but yeah, line it up just right. Long arm of the law also works. I don't think it's necessary, as you can see. I'd rather have a useful like blast in the past. Is there something in here that I'm skipping? Okay, ammo is always good. Long arm of the law is good for just farming, but I don't think it's needed here. There are a lot of correct ways to do this. In fact, I'm kind of glad that I'm using a hybrid teddy build because I felt weird making this video for you guys, primarily geared towards like the newer players who might need help getting started in ventures because of my farming loadout video. Nothing has fundamentally changed farming in the last couple of years, so I don't feel like I need to reiterate that information, but this could be a good way to just show everybody that you don't need to run the top meta farming build. In fact, this loadout is done with clip, focus, and archaeologist with blast in the past active. That's it. You've got 2 support perks and 1 dino perk that can be flexible. I like prehistoric Isa because of that extra armor, because that extra armor is so good. You just die slower at all times. That is never not useful. Anytime you'll ever take damage, that's something you're going to want. However, you can see that I'm not really taking that much damage. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm very loose on the farming this mission. I was going to say that my material count is pretty good. 600, 700, 800 each. This would be a lot higher if I wasn't recording. I am a lazy YouTuber right now, okay? I've been on a break since like December, but I still wanted to get this video out. So this is, as a human being, what I can do for you. You know, a little live commentary, casual ventures. I'd be farming a lot higher or a lot harder if I bothered to pause the video, and I'll probably do that in my future missions. But it's also good to say that farming is kind of an ongoing thing. It's not like, okay, you can just farm crazy hard in one mission and call it done, but what I'm demonstrating here is maybe a YouTuber just trying to be efficient with his time, but it's also practical to say that you might not want to spend 15-20 minutes in one mission farming. That's really inefficient. Maybe do a quick half loop of the map, grab a little few things like I did as you saw, then start the mission, get your Ventures XP, and move on to the next zone. That could be a very efficient way to get through things instead of spending all of your time farming. I think if you just glance around, grab the easy stuff, and get out, that would definitely be the way to do it, because you want to go fast in Ventures. You know, people complain about the grind, but sometimes they do it wrong, where in Ventures you spend all that time, like I just said, being inefficient. And even I've done that. In my later Ventures missions, last season, especially in season 13 that would have been, I spent way too long running around collecting quests. Sure, I stream my Venture sessions, so I get a little distracted talking to chat, but you know, I spent a lot longer in my missions than I could have, and I think if you speedrun a little bit, that's something you want to do. In fact, a lot of the top players, I recommended in my Ventures video how to get XP, and I still kind of recommend this on a per mission basis, but I recommended maxing out the mission difficulty. You can see we didn't do that here. Probably could have, but that just slows you down. It is tremendously faster to just start the mission, get in, get out. That is the fastest way to finish ventures. In this case, it could have been good for me to grab Blue Glow, then up the difficulty when I came back. Probably would have been a good use of time, especially in the early days, because you will finish all of the power level 15 zones before unlocking power level 23 zones. So then you're running power level 5 zones, and I feel like it's probably a better bang for your buck to spend a little bit of time to max out the mission difficulty and just get you as close to Ventures level, I believe 10 is when you unlock the 23 zones, as possible, because that's where people get really bored of the Ventures. I think Epic did a big oopsie. Oh, there's our Chrome Husk. Can only kill these guys with fire, water, or sheer will. You can use physical or energy, but you'll be killing it over and over. And how did we do that? Did he have a elemental weapon so early? I mean, I'll take it, but all right. Maybe they die right away in this zone? I actually don't know. What kind of weapons do I have, too? Look at that. I got a better shotgun. I probably should have opened my inventory a while ago, because there are some clear improvements here. I always want to emphasize not throwing away some of the melees as well early on, because I thought that was mine for a second. I don't know why. Because those melees can be good for challenges coming up later on. So you want to hang on to that stuff as well. And I was going to say, Epic did an oopsie where they lose a lot of players early on because they get through these missions and it gets boring fast. And I understand completely. However, Venture snowballs. The higher missions you run, the faster you'll go through it with the better loot that you have, and the more XP you get all at the same time. It snowballs quickly into it. Oh, well, there goes my that burst of damage with the escalation modifier. Plus whatever that was, a Dragon Slash, I think. Really cleaned that up nice and easy, but I was going to say it snowballs and it does get better. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I think this mission is pretty much a wrap. You can kind of see how it's going. So even though we haven't quite finished, I think I'm going to pause the recording here and probably just check in with you guys if something interesting happens, or until we get to the end of the rewards screen, or to the end of the mission with the rewards screen. All right, we're getting a little later into the mission. Things have actually picked up quite a bit. I've basically just been killing as many things as I can with an assault weapon to try and get that. Wait, I don't even think I'm using an assault weapon. Isn't this weapon? Oh, it is. The Razor is an assault weapon. I think this becomes the... I don't even know what it is. What is the... It lost... My brain is failing. What is the AR? Chat, help me. Storm God, speaking of chat, also mentioned that the supply crate is also really good for farming. I forget this every season. My Adrenaline Rush, this is the first time I've used it, and it barely did anything. And my teammate has coconuts anyway. So I could have been using a supply drop this entire time, and that probably would have been a significantly better use of my time. And also, this escalation modifier bursting out damage is really, really useful. And it's something that can be really, really good to use. It can be a reason to use a close range loadout. Blakebeard Stash, super good. I'm going to use that next. That is the next loadout I want to show in a video because it's so strong. Blakebeard Stash is just the perfect Ventures build. It gives you all the weapons you need consistently. It scales to the end game. The boar, I think, was giving me loot. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but it's so good. Blakebeard Stash is just a classic for a reason, and I really want to show it off. So yeah, I'm gonna see you guys with the reward screen. What is it? Razor Blade? I think it's the Razor Blade. You know what? I have a button. If I just link it in the chat here. Oh gosh, there it is. Yes, the Razor Blade. That's the weapon. And actually, the Razor Blade AR, pretty good. Not gonna lie, it's actually very impressive. Look how many chests he got. Holy crap. Holy crap, dude. You know, I'm always excited in these early missions to see what level I get. You know, I want to skyrocket to the 3s and 4s. You know, I really want to pump up that Ventures level. Yeah, it's always such a slow start. But, you know, like I said, it snowballs. It snowballs. All right, here it is. The long-awaited reward screen. The big payoff. The grand old what level is Beast now? I gotta say, though, Battle Pass XP for BR... one of the greatest additions to this game in a while. It is so nice. It's like, even though Ventures is what it is, at least I'm leveling up my battle pass, and I actually haven't been over there in a while. I think I'm gonna check that, but not in the YouTube video. That one's just for me. What level are we at now? Let's go hop in and see it. 3. Oh yeah, slow down everybody. I'm coming. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys might want to see in the future. This has been a casual farming video / Atlas / lots of venture tips. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.